What a wonderful occasion. Thank you for making the time out of your schedules to join us today for the first and inaugural Business Agility Conference on the African continent. Round of applause.
Over the next 2 days, you're going to hear some of the brightest minds from around the world, as well as here across Africa, helping you see just what is possible.
You just have to be better than yesterday. And if you're better than yesterday today, and you're better than yesterday tomorrow, and you're better than yesterday than the day after that, sooner or later, you're going to be exceptional.
So my view is not how you start. It's also not how you finish. It's how you deal with the middle. Okay, the hardest part is getting started is our next misconception. So yes, getting started often is very, very hard. But the hardest part is to keep going. In actual fact, the running shoes are optional, as you see here. There's some people who can run Comrades barefoot.
It was a hell of a test match. I've lost words really. Mate, just one of those days that you want to forget.
But ladies and gents, he does own it. So what happens is, unlike what had happened at all previous World Cups, where the captain gets fired and the coaches get fired, they retained. He keeps his job. So under pressure, I made the wrong decisions. I'm going to own that. I'm going to take it back to the team, and we are going to work on that.
Who signs off on your promotion? Your boss or your boss's boss? No, but she really does good work. Yeah, I don't think she's ready now.
Hi and welcome to the first ever Business Agility Conference on the African continent. 2 high-impact days of brilliant presentations and wonderful interaction. A room filled with people from the JSE, Standard Bank, all across the sectors, corporates, SMEs, the whole shebanga. Let's see what everyone had to say.
I noticed that here we have very high quality of speakers and very high quality of participants. People came here from business, and it's really important. We have a lot of executives level participants.
So I think what I got out of everything was the talk from Marina Alex about Sway and how the sales has actually changed, and that is more about actually having all departments work together in order to achieve the goals of transformation and agility.
So one of the topics that we covered yesterday was the flow of how an organization actually needs to be in flow, and what stood out is the adaptive hierarchies, and that hierarchies is still the natural aspect of the human kind, but how do you actually apply that in Agile, and the combination of that was quite interesting, and I think very applicable to organizations, especially where they are in their maturity model.
Agility is basically a mindset. It's not really a tool or a process or a framework. It's a mindset where people's attitudes by leaders and all over the organization need to have the correct mindset and to improve things in a quicker, faster and a more agile way.
It's always nice hearing multiple perspectives, especially when it comes from people who are actually dealing with this on a daily basis. So that for me is what stood out the most. The panel discussion, because I liked hearing the multiple perspectives on what they're dealing with.
I can tell you that there are so many great speakers that have come from all around the world, and even myself had the opportunity to participate with people talking about Agile and how we can transform businesses in South Africa and take them to the next level.
Bringing Agile from an IT perspective and a software development perspective into the greater ambit of business development and within the business environment is really good. The next area that would be very interesting to have a look at is from an HR perspective.
So it's high energy, lots of really thoughtful presentations. I ended up walking away having lots to think about.
I'm from the technology side of things, and I was quite pleased to see that other areas of the businesses were targeted. So it's not just technology, but also sales, marketing, and so forth. So I thought that was quite well balanced, quite informative.
People dealing with the same issues and environments in their everyday lives. They can share learnings with each other. They can collaborate to give each other perspective and diversity within approach. And then when they leave, they can support each other after the event when it comes to implementation too.
So today my experience was quite insightful around digital transformation, as well as what I really took out of it was the fourth revolution in industry, where everybody's hovering on what it is about, and actually it is improving or taking your current tools and actually reimagining or rethinking around it as well.
I'm kind of proud that I'm in South Africa today and participating in this conference. And looking back at the morning, Graham's story was just to die for.
Why do I find these gatherings so important? I think for me I like to hear the Me Too. We share similar problems, and it doesn't matter whether it's in South Africa or whether it's in the Netherlands, wherever in the world, that Me Too aspect really sits out for me.
I have totally enjoyed my 2 days. Steve particular popped up for me because I think he spoke to me as an individual. Sometimes you need that reminder. It was good to understand that 5% because sometimes you get lost within the system and just realizing that a lot of things sit in your hands. So it was very insightful for me.
I think one of the major things that I've seen is that it's really important that everybody is part of the process, that all departments are involved, that nobody is lost through the process, and it becomes a shared journey with everybody.
It's been a great combination of presentations, both at a more strategic level as well as practical implementation, including in the sales environment and right across the organization.
I think well done to the organizers. It was definitely a lively and interactive conference, and I'll definitely be back again.
Well, I've done a few hundred of these conferences before, but this is my first Business Agility conference, and I must be quite honest, it's probably one of the top 3 I've ever both attended, at a content level, at a quality level, of the levels of engagement, networking, but then also the integration and flow I found throughout the session. The role of these agility coaches and the agility community is far greater than I expected it to be. The ability of them to change the way in which not just business operate, but how people's lives might evolve in organizations, and how they can navigate that journey both through coaching and programs and skilling and capability development. So I'm extremely honored to have been able to lead the session as the Scrum Master for the event over these 2 days. But 22 sessions later, I feel as energized as I was on day one, and I'm pumped to actually go out there and take the message to my own business and also to our clients, because I think it's a game changer and it came at the perfect time. So it's a sense of luck, a sense of privilege, and opportunity for us to change things. So what was great for me was I usually attend conferences where mainly are HR practitioners and L&D, and this was business, people from technical spheres, IT, operations, finance, etc. So it was great for me to feel that energy, but also listening to their intentions, and so it felt quite engaging across all those levels, and the diversity in the conversations was rich. And they showed agility in the way in which they showed up in their conversations. So great questions followed, great action, and I can see the pennies drop for everyone, and that for me is always rewarding as someone who facilitates these kinds of processes.